What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today we are going over a little bit something different. We're going over some of the biggest difficulties we've had in our business in the last couple months. Alright guys, so welcome back again. This video is going to be very insightful. I'm going to share at least one of our biggest struggles in the last couple months. Currently in Paris, so sorry if the view's messed up right now. I don't know how much you can see there, but that's the view of our hotel. Great spot over here, right by the Eiffel Tower. So anyway, get into this video, important stuff. The last couple months, we went from 23 contracts in March to 13 or 14 in April to like 10 last month. And the biggest difference we saw was on our acquisition side. Obviously, contracts locked up. Now, you might say, well, that doesn't necessarily be the case. What does your marketing diminish? No, actually, our marketing KPIs stay the same. That's why it's important to track them. Did your lead management diminish? A little bit. We didn't get as many appointments set for our AMs, but we didn't miss so much that we should, that we missed. We could justify missing that much in our contracts, right? So we did miss how many appointments. We're supposed to set a certain amount, and we missed that, but not enough to where it should have affected us on those contracts that much. So what did we look into? Had a great awakening this week because, we have been focused on it. We've been looking. We know it's been going down, and we've been trying to figure it out, track it, do more things. I've come in, my role is I am the sales director, so I'm not even intact in the day-to-day with any of the acquisitions or lead management stuff. I'm in charge of the managers of those departments. And so I've been talking to the manager of the acquisition departments for the last 2 months, figuring out what we can do, and just haven't been able to really brainstorm something that worked. Now, we did come up with some more things of listening to live or active calls like right after they finish as the manager, right? So if my AM makes an offer call, I need to listen to that as soon as possible to see if I can catch anything there that can help save the deal, or I would have done differently to constantly get better. Because we do sales training every day, but not necessarily listening to live calls, which we've pivoted to now, doing a lot more. So we've gotten better in the last couple weeks, but more importantly, what I realized what I was doing is I was putting too much pressure, unneeded pressure on the AMs. Like I said, since the beginning of April, mid-April, we've been missing our numbers, and I've been putting pressure on them. Hey, do these calls, this amount of calls need to be happening every day. Hey, these amount of appointments need to be completed today. Hey, these survey calls, like we've talked about previously, these need to be done, this amount of them today. And by me just pushing numbers and numbers and numbers on them, what we found is that I've heard from the AM director, and what I see myself is that when they do not hit those numbers, they're getting very, very unmotivated, right? They're seeing those red markings on their sheet every single day that they didn't accomplish, and it's subconsciously just making them feel more, like weak or not as good, right? It's just the human mind. And so that's something I've never had to deal with as a leader, Obviously, again, I'm not day-to-day interactions with them, but the fact of the matter is like I was definitely doing too much pushy behavior on telling them they need to hit these numbers. I was, being, just over exaggerating, how important these numbers were, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but they took their mindset off being just like a culture fun driven in the AM side of things, being culturally, just fun. It's all about solving problems, getting agreements, which is solving a problem if we get a contract with the seller. They went away from that to more of, hey, I got to get this many costs, I got to focus on this, and it doesn't affect in the short term, but long term, like it's been 2 months now. That's what's hurting, our AMs. They're just going in there and they're just trying to get those things done with on these calls, and get these dials, put in, hit their numbers that I told them they need to hit, and it's not really translating into contracts because when they're going in there with that mindset, and it's all my fault, right? I take full responsibility, extreme ownership of it. But what we're doing now is we still have these numbers, we still have them reporting them every day, but we're not telling them whether it's red or green, right? They hit their goal, they still know their expectations, but they're now focused in on, hey, how can we go into every call to solve a problem? What problem can we solve in this call? That's it. That's our mindset in the call. There's no numbers about survey calls and thinking about how many calls you have to do next when you're on the call. I want you to focus on building rapport and going deeper into how can we solve this problem. And that was another thing. We have our sales process. It's a very good sales process, but it might be too detailed and too good, too good, that they're following it too hard and not trying to, if a seller gives you an opportunity to go into rapport building, not hitting that because you want to follow the script, which just goes with role playing, which we've been doing. But listening to calls has been the most important thing in the last couple of weeks. So this week I know we already have 2 contracts locked up on a Thursday, and so hopefully we can get up to at least, and our goal was 6 a week contracts, and I think I overpressure them into that when there's only 3 of them, which we've also, another solution was hiring more AMs to keep it fresh. But what we've also seen is, lowering that goal just so that they can, go to accomplish. Because there was months or weeks in April where they got 5 contracts, and it didn't technically hit the goal because it was 6 and it's red, and they're probably thinking to themselves, and this goes into their mental state, is like, bro, we were so close, we're gonna get it, and what, we missed it. And they know they did good that week, and they still missed it because their goal was 6, not 5. But anyway, just little tweaks like that. That's I wanted to share that with you guys. It was just something to show you guys, like, hey, look, we're still struggling a lot of things in our business. That's the fun of it, right? It's the game. So you got to struggle. You got to do these struggles. You got to get in these times because it's going to make them more rewarding come June, July, and the days and months ahead. So hope you guys got some insight from this video. Again, the big thing the big action steps we're taking is not, one, set unrealistic numbers, but 2, right now as the AM side of it, since that's the major problem, is just focusing on solving problems, going into a call, solving problems and building rapport with the seller, and not just going through the process and thinking of the next call before you're on that next call. So if you guys gained some value from this video, please leave a comment down below. Let me know, and if you need anything else in the comments, and thanks again for watching.